So you're a video creator or a photographer and you're uploading content onto YouTube or Instagram and you've built a small following, but you're not monetizing that audience in any way. Well, I can tell you that you're potentially leaving large amounts of earnings sitting on the table. And it's even a lot easier to get started than you might think. So in this video, I want to show you all of the steps that you can take to create, promote, and launch a simple digital product. Let's go. So as a videographer or a photographer, I can also speak from experience when I say that if this is your first product, you want to keep it really, really simple. Now, for most of you, just like me, I've created my own sort of style and look, and a really easy and simple digital product that we can create right now that's going to take a very small amount of time to actually create and launch is a very simple LUT pack. Now, if you don't know what a LUT is just a simple color grading pack that you can sell to your audience for a small amount of money, and they can basically just drag and drop these straight into their videos or photos that will instantly create a specific look for their video or photos. Now, someone who's sold over 7,000 digital products, I've sold a lot of courses, which can take months in order to put all of these things together. But I found that the best-selling products are just the really simple digital downloads because they don't require a lot of effort to get up and running. But it's a really quick way that you can get a quick win for people online. Now, what that does is it builds a relationship with your audience and not only generates income quickly, but it also creates that deeper connection with your audience because you're helping them achieve a quick win. And that's the really important thing when creating any digital product. It needs to basically solve a specific issue for someone. And the quicker that you can do that, the better. Now, for me, I'm going to be using Premiere Pro, but you can create LUTs in Photoshop, you can use Lightroom, or you can use any other video editor that supports exporting of LUTs. But for me, I'm just going to be using Premiere Pro because it's generally the easiest to get started with, and everything's built right into the one Lumetri color panel. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail about how to actually color grade because there could be a whole series just on that. And as you know, if you follow me for any amount of time, I have a channel called Flatpak Effects. And basically I teach a lot of this stuff already. So there's tons of tutorials on there. But the basics of creating a LUT is that you want to go through and first create just a basic color correction, which I've done here because I filmed my video in a flat picture profile. To the top of that, I've created another adjustment layer. You can create adjustment layers by basically just creating a new adjustment layer by clicking that and then dragging it on top. Now I'm using the Lumetri color tab. And what I like to do when I'm doing my color grading is I like to add the curves adjustment and then come down and use the hue versus saturation and the hue versus hue. Now, once I do that, I can create the very specific look that I'm going for. So you can see before and after. Now, your look that you're creating is obviously going to be specific to your specific style and the pack that you actually want to create for your audience. So how you actually go through and adjust this is going to be entirely up to you. But once you've done that and you're happy with the overall look that you're happy with the look of that LUT, you can come up to these little hamburger icon up here and you can export as a .cube file. And then, as you probably know from having used LUTs yourself in the past, that they can come in here, your audience, and just basically just select any of the LUTs and re-import them straight into the program. And as you know, with LUTs, they work across lots of different programs as well. They don't just work inside of Premiere Pro, across pretty much any video editor and photo editor as well. So that's how you actually go through creating the process of creating a LUT. Now, the LUT pack, I would recommend starting with anywhere from around sort of 8 to 12 in one pack. And if you have more than that, either including 2 separate packs into one or separating them into 2 separate packs. So you could offer like essentially 3 bundles, which we're going to get into a little bit later, but you would have one pack and then you'd have your second pack and then you'd have a bundle pack, which is generally a discount if they purchase the 2 packs together. So now that you've got your pack, now we actually need to try and offer that as a digital download. Like, how are you actually going to collect payments from people? How are you going to package that all together and offer it as a digital download? Now, this step can be done in lots of different ways. I'm going to show you how to do this using Kajabi, which is the program and the platform that I trust and use for all of my online businesses. You can get a 30-day free trial if you use the link down in the description. Also, when you sign up to that link, you get my free mini course, which is a video course showing you in detail how to do all of these steps from start to finish to actually create all the automated systems. So when someone actually clicks buy, they get all the emails sent to them in the digital download. If you don't like it, then that's fine. You don't have to purchase it at the end. You can just cancel your subscription and walk away completely free. A lot of people, when they're first starting out, will just simply use a PayPal link to collect payments, and then they'll just email people. Now that might sound stupid or might sound ridiculous, but the point is that that can easily work. And I've seen people making thousands of dollars a month just doing that. Now it might not be the best automated system in the world, but the point is that it's all about validating your product. So if you know that your audience wants this product, then a simple PayPal link is not going to be much friction for those people to go and buy that and then basically get their download. So I wouldn't overthink this step, and you certainly don't need to do all of the things that I'm going to show you. What I'm going to be showing you is from experience how I've managed to sell over 7,000 products, the steps that I actually take. So you can build this out, but it's all about the language that you use. It's not about the actual programs and so forth that you use. Now, this is my own website here, and I have a LUT pack that I offer on as part of this mini course right here. And this is the LUT pack that I offer. Now, I've created this little digital download box, which is the packaging. Now, you can get templates. There's lots of different templates. You basically just search box mockup or digital download mockup and basically get Photoshop templates where you can just create that box. You don't need that by any means. You can just have a still picture. A lot of photographers will just have this with a simple, basically, slideshows set up with showing what each LUT does before and after. I recommend at least just having images of before and after so they can download. Now, for example, Eric here, he has his own LUT pack that he sells online. He doesn't need to be as fancy as this, but he's just basically got a bit of text explaining what you get in the LUT pack. He's also added a trailer, which is even better if you can add some sort of video. And then he's got the before and after. Some people just have those photos. It's absolutely fine. Don't go too overboard on this. But the one thing you really want to focus on when you're creating any sort of web page is focus on the value, right? Lead with the value. So the value that people are, what are the benefits that people are going to get from using that product? It's going to save them a lot of time. It's going to help them basically take their work quality to that next level. These are ways that your audience is really going to benefit from buying that product. The more you can do that and show that transformation, the more that those people are going to see the benefit in buying that product and then eventually buy that product as a result. So this is a course that I offer on my website. It's one of my best-selling courses. And you can see basically right from the get-go, you want to have a tagline that really, or a heading that really that sings directly to your audience's pain points. You know, I've basically show some of the benefits and the features of this course right then and there, and also have a trailer. Then from there, I kind of go through adding some sort of credibility to this. So I give myself credibility because I've got obviously a lot of people that trust me, and I've built a community around that. And I've also got a lot of students that have gone through this course. You're going to help basically convince that audience that this is the best thing for you. Now, this is obviously selling a course, so it doesn't have to be as lengthy as this, but these are the sort of steps that really work when you're trying to get those pain points. So I talk a little bit about those pain points right here. I say maybe you can relate to this, right? So you can use this sort of language here. And I'll add a link to this page down in the description so you can check this out for yourself. But I'm really trying to spell out that, hey, I was in your position and I've suffered from those same problems that you're facing right now. And here I created this course or this product that's going to help you overcome those hurdles, right? So from the experience that I've built up, I'm now sharing that with them to help them overcome that. So you really relate to their pain points. Another good option is to go online and find other photographers or videographers that you know on Instagram. look at the sort of products that they're offering and see how they're doing it on theirs, and then try and basically use that as a template for when creating your own one. Now, all you need to do inside of Kajabi is you can come into pages and you can simply just create a new web page. Now, the great thing about Kajabi is when I create just a blank page right here, it automatically populates it with a little bit of information that we need, but it's all just a very visual drag and drop builder. So I can add, say, a hero section right at the top here. If I go back, I can drag this up to the top. Then I can just simply come in here and just edit my text. So I could type out my LUT pack. I could even have then a bit of a description here. So again, try to think about what are the benefits that they're going to get. Try and think about that transformation. Kajabi allow you to add a little carousel. So you could add like a carousel in here. So then you could basically just shrink this down, and this is going to allow you to add multiple images. So I can just basically select an image here, upload a new file, and then just drag that straight in, and there you go. You've got that basically that web page. Even if you're using a completely different program, it's going to be universal. You're going to start with those pain points and that heading that really relates to what the benefit of the people are going to get out of this, right? So for this, mine is get the confidence to make amazing animations, right? I know that's a pain point. People see these animations online, they don't know how to create that. So this really gives them that confidence. That's the main point that I'm trying to get across. So for you, it might be a specific look that people are struggling to replicate, right? So that is a pain point that people can't quite work out how to do that. Well, that pack that you've created is going to help them do that. So focus in on that specific point. Then give a brief description here. So I'm giving a brief description about how you're going to help them or what the product is going to do for them. And then again, those points, maybe through some various points there or dot points on really the things that you're going to include. Now for me, I've already created this video trailer for mine. Again, if you don't have that level of skills to create something like this, that's absolutely fine. You don't need it in order to sell these products. It does help when you can visually demonstrate it. But I think just having a simple slider like this where you can show before and after can really help people visually recognize that. The one thing I've learned with a lot of these digital products is because you're a videographer or a video creator or a photographer, people like to shop with their eyes, especially on Instagram. People like the visual aspect, so they really need to see how they're going to use that and how it's actually going to transform their work. Now in Kajabi, you can also add in pricing cards. Now if I add this on, basically, pricing cards are these things here, which is exactly what I've got on this page. This is great if you have, say, 2 packs, where mine includes 12 color grading lights. You might have, say, 20, so you might want to put them over 2 packs. And then you could have a 3rd pack, which includes both of them. Now, when they actually click buy on the pack, it automatically links them to a checkout page. So this checkout page is where they're actually going to enter in their card and payment details. Kajabi does all of this for you. Once you link Stripe and PayPal, which are both free to use, you basically just link them straight onto there, and then people will be able to pay for them. And once they pay for them, then it'll send them basically the pack as a digital download. So you don't have to worry about trying to sort all that out later. It just does it automatically for you. So if I click here on this button, for instance, I can say, okay, what do I want this button to do? Well, I want it to basically go to a checkout page, and there I can create a checkout page, or I can select one of the pre-existing ones that I've made, and that is what they're looking at here, is basically just a checkout page where they enter in their information and actually buy the pack, and then they're going to receive that as a digital download. Now, if you're not using Kajabi, then you'd follow roughly the same sort of steps creating this product page, but you could just then create this button going to a PayPal link. So if you went into PayPal, you could create basically a checkout on there, which is all free to do. You could then just basically use that link, paste it into your web page here, and then when they go to that page, they enter in their PayPal for payment. And once they receive that, then you can actually get a download confirmation and send them that as a digital download. But you can do that. And I've seen people making thousands of dollars a month just using PayPal links. There's some really interesting use cases out there of people that have done exactly that. So it doesn't need to be the best system in the world. The reality is, if people want that product and it delivers or solves an issue for them, then this is not really going to make or break your website as far as the checkout process that they have to go through. They know they're going to have to pay for it, so sending them to a PayPal link or sending them to a Kajabi checkout page, it's not going to make or break your website. So don't overthink this stuff too much. Just keep it really simple. I'll link to these few pages that I've mentioned down in the description so you can check them out and use them as a template. And if you need any help or you've got any questions, just hit me up on social or even send me an email and I can help sort of walk you through some of those processes. Then you're actually ready to actually promote it. So the promoting is the third part and probably the most important part, because if no one knows that you're creating a pack or you don't promote it, then no one's going to buy it. So you need to basically focus on two elements which I say are essential for when creating and selling any digital product. And those two parts are firstly driving interest around your product, and the second part is having some sort of scarcity element. Now you need these two in order to really sell a lot of digital products online. Now the driving interest part is relatively straightforward. All you have to do is, if you're creating content on YouTube, like I am, for instance, I create a video, you just talk about the product that you're working on. So if people need to hear it a few times to know, you're trying to build that hype up around that product before it actually launches. So there will be driving, promotion after you actually launch it. But even while you're working on it, you can be promoting this product or mention that you're working on it. Now, as I mentioned, you can just talk about that in the video as you're basically the video that you're uploading. If you're on Instagram, you can mention it in the description. And once you've actually launched the product, then you can actually add in links underneath your video description, underneath your profile on Instagram as well. Now, the best way to drive that interest is to basically just try and keep it as natural as possible. So if I'm working on a product, which I have been, I've just been emailing my audience that I know are going to be interested in this specific product. I've emailed them, say, 3 or 4 times before I've actually released the product, just saying, hey, this is what I'm working on. What sort of things do you want to see included in this? Like, what are the things that you're actually after or you're struggling with? Email me back. You're getting basically the benefits of knowing that of driving interest for your audience, but also for your audience to help develop that product. So you're really sort of validating that product in a way, because you know that this is actually something that they're going to be interested in, because they've said directly to you that these are the sort of things that we're struggling with. So you want to do that at least 3 times before you actually launch the product. Now, after you've launched it, then you actually want to continue to promote that on a regular basis, either through the links or mentioning it through your videos. The best way that I've found to do that is to make content that are using that particular product. So with LUTs, upload photos onto Instagram using that particular color grade, and then say, do you like the look of this photo? I'm using my new digital LUT pack. You can find a link down in the description below. Click on that and it'll take you through to the product page where you can check out and download that product. The other element that you need is the scarcity element. So scarcity is something that you offer to people to try and action them into purchasing that product then and there. A really simple way of doing this is just the 5-day offer. So this is where you would start selling your product, but tell them that it's only available for 5 days. At the end of those 5 days, you can close off your checkout by just turning that page off so people can't purchase it. And then you can keep reopening it at a later date. So say every few months you could open it up again. What that does is it forces people to act right now. If you just launch a product and don't have any scarcity elements, people may continue to buy that as you go along, but there's no real action. What's the difference for them purchasing today versus them purchasing in a month or two's time? Another one that's really effective is just to basically offer the product to the first 100 people. So there's no time limit, but there is a scarcity element, which puts the pressure on them to act now because there's only 100 of these available right now. Now, you could run this, say, every year and only sell 100 of them and then charge slightly more on the pricing. Another option is to offer people, say, 10% off, but it's only available for the first 50 customers. So again, it's adding that scarcity element. It makes it more desirable for them to act and in their better interest to act right now rather than waiting a month or two down the track before they purchase it. Now, as far as pricing your product, that comes down to lots of different factors. If you sign up to my free 30-day trial of Kajabi, you get my free mini course. In that, I have a video talking about pricing, and I show you the different elements you need to take into consideration because every person's going to be different and every digital download is going to be different. A really simple way is just by going online and seeing what your competitors are doing or the products that they're offering and what they're selling or the price points they're selling them at. This will give you a really good indication of where you should probably be pricing your pack and also the sort of things that you could include. So there's quite a lot that we covered in this video. Again, don't overthink all of these steps too much. Just keep it really simple. As I said, people have made lots of money just using a simple PayPal link and emailing the downloads to people. So for those early days, it doesn't have to be overly complicated. Just focus on creating a good product that really offers a lot of value and benefit to your audience. That's it for this video. You can check out more videos just like this one over here. If you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up. If you love this video, maybe consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.